The Los Angeles Lakers will likely have to navigate the early stretch of the NBA season without LeBron James, as the superstar continues to recover from a persistent sciatic nerve issue that has kept him sidelined since October. According to ESPN's Dave McMenamin, the Lakers' number 23 is expected to miss at least another 3 weeks, with a potential return now projected for mid-November. The team first identified the problem on October 9th, when LeBron reported discomfort in his lower back and glute region, prompting a series of medical evaluations. Initially, the recovery timeline suggested a 3 to 4 week absence, which would have allowed James to rejoin the roster by early November. However, recent updates indicate that his rehabilitation is progressing more slowly than anticipated, meaning he will remain unavailable for several additional games. In his absence, the Lakers have managed a mixed start to the season, winning 2 out of 4 matchups, demonstrating some resilience but also highlighting how crucial James remains to their overall performance. LeBron's struggle with the sciatic nerve isn't a sudden development. He had been sidelined even before the official start of the preseason, missing multiple training sessions with the team. Analysts, including former NBA player J.J. Redick, noted that James had been dealing with irritation in a nerve in the glute region, which likely worsened over time and contributed to his delayed readiness for the new season. This situation has forced the Lakers to adjust their rotation and rely more heavily on supporting players, who have had to step up both offensively and defensively. The absence of James has already reshaped the team's early narrative, emphasizing the challenges Los Angeles faces when their star is unavailable. Despite the setback, the Lakers have maintained competitiveness, but the path forward will test their depth and adaptability over the coming weeks. For the first time in his storied 22-season career, LeBron missed a season opener, marking a notable departure from his record of playing in every opening night. Even when dealing with injuries in previous seasons, James consistently showed up for the first game, demonstrating an unparalleled level of commitment and durability. This absence underscores how even the greatest athletes confront the limits of their physical endurance as age advances. Approaching his 41st birthday, James is confronting the reality that the body's recovery process becomes more complicated over time. The fact that he has reached this stage while preparing for a 23rd NBA season, a record-setting milestone, speaks volumes about his longevity, yet also raises questions about how much longer he can maintain such high levels of performance amid increasingly frequent injuries. The Lakers and fans alike are keenly aware of the challenges posed by aging superstars in professional sports. LeBron's recent setback illustrates the delicate balance between competitive drive and physical sustainability. As he continues his rehabilitation, each day is a test of patience, strategic planning, and medical guidance. Even routine movements and training sessions now require careful monitoring to avoid aggravating the injury. The team's medical staff has emphasized that pushing for an early return could compromise his long-term health and jeopardize his ability to finish the season at an elite level. This approach reflects a broader understanding in modern sports management, prioritizing long-term player wellness over immediate results, particularly when dealing with athletes in the twilight of their careers. Off the court, the situation has sparked speculation about LeBron's future, particularly as the 2025-26 season unfolds. With the star facing recurring physical issues, questions about a potential retirement or limited playing schedule are beginning to circulate. While James has not confirmed any concrete plans to step away, observers note that the combination of age, injury, and evolving family priorities could influence his decisions. In recent interviews, he has acknowledged that the next few seasons may involve adjustments to his playing time and responsibilities on the team, hinting at a more cautious approach to his professional longevity. The NBA landscape is watching closely, as James's trajectory continues to impact team strategy, fan engagement, and league narratives. In September, LeBron also commented on his son Bryce James and the possibility of him joining the Lakers in the future. LeBron indicated that he would not hold off his own plans to wait for Bryce, emphasizing that his son has his own timeline and path. While this doesn't preclude Bryce from entering the NBA draft in the upcoming year, it signals that LeBron is prioritizing his current career trajectory over family alignment and basketball decisions. This perspective highlights the personal considerations top athletes must weigh, balancing ambition, legacy, and familial expectations within the demanding context of professional sports. Despite these setbacks, the Lakers remain committed to their season objectives. The team continues to adjust rotations, rely on veteran leadership, and integrate younger talent in response to LeBron's absence. Coaches and front office staff are actively managing workloads to ensure competitive performance while minimizing injury risk for remaining key players. The early games without James have already tested the squad's resilience, showing both vulnerabilities and promising signs of depth. Fans are closely following each matchup, analyzing how the team adapts strategically and whether they can maintain momentum until LeBron returns. The narrative around his recovery, combined with the team's performance, has created a high-stakes storyline for this portion of the season. Ultimately, LeBron James's ongoing injury emphasizes the challenges of sustaining peak performance at an advanced athletic age. Even as he approaches historic milestones, the body's natural limits cannot be ignored. The Lakers' management, medical team, and coaching staff are navigating this complex situation with careful strategy, balancing the immediate desire for wins with long-term player health. For fans, the unfolding drama provides insight into the realities of professional basketball, where star power meets physical constraints, and legacy is constantly tested against time, injury, and circumstance. As the season progresses, all eyes remain on James, monitoring his rehabilitation, projected return, and potential influence on the Lakers' fortunes once he steps back onto the court. The absence of LeBron James from the Los Angeles Lakers has forced the team to reconfigure its strategy and rely on unexpected contributors to maintain competitiveness in the early NBA season. Without their superstar, the Lakers have had to lean heavily on supporting players to shoulder the scoring load, manage defensive responsibilities, and create cohesion on the court. While the team has managed to secure victories in 2 of the first 4 games, the reality is clear. LeBron's presence significantly influences not only the outcome of matches but also the rhythm and morale of the roster. Coaches are navigating a complex balancing act, integrating bench players into more prominent roles while attempting to maintain the tactical structure that has historically depended on James' ability to orchestrate both offense and defense. This early season has become a real-world test of depth and adaptability, showcasing which players can step up under pressure and which gaps become most apparent when a franchise cornerstone is absent. Even prior to the start of the regular season, the signs were evident that LeBron might struggle with his physical readiness. During preseason training, the 23-time All-Star missed several crucial practice sessions, leaving teammates and staff to speculate about the severity of his condition. J.J. Redick, a former NBA player and analyst, reported that James was managing an irritation in a gluteal nerve, which had been building over time. The combination of persistent discomfort and the demands of high-intensity practice likely exacerbated the injury, making the prospect of a full return at the season's opening increasingly unrealistic. This scenario highlights the growing challenge of maintaining elite physical performance over decades of professional play, particularly when minor injuries can evolve into significant setbacks that disrupt both personal schedules and team dynamics. LeBron missing the NBA season opener represents a historic deviation from his career-long consistency. Over 22 seasons, he had never failed to appear in a first game, even when nursing injuries or dealing with limited preparation. This milestone underscores the severity of his current physical challenges and signals a notable shift in how teams and athletes must approach player health management at advanced stages of a career. The Lakers, facing this unprecedented absence, are reminded of the delicate balance between honoring a player's legendary status and addressing the practical realities of competitive performance. The decision to prioritize LeBron's health reflects an understanding that long-term sustainability often outweighs immediate returns, particularly when a player's contributions remain essential for championship aspirations. As James approaches 41, the body's natural decline in recovery efficiency becomes increasingly apparent. The intensity of NBA schedules, coupled with cumulative wear and tear, amplifies the need for strategic rest and careful monitoring. Rehabilitation protocols now involve not only medical treatment but also personalized conditioning routines designed to support the sciatic nerve, maintain muscle balance, and prevent further injury. These measures are essential not only for LeBron's ability to return but also for ensuring that his performance remains at an elite level upon reintegration into the Lakers' rotation. The team's approach highlights a broader evolution in professional sports, where science and analytics inform decisions on when and how athletes can compete safely while maximizing their long-term impact. Beyond the physical considerations, LeBron's situation introduces complex strategic implications for the Lakers. Coaches must navigate rotations without their primary playmaker, adjust offensive schemes to compensate for reduced ball distribution, and foster leadership from other veterans to maintain locker room stability. Younger players are gaining invaluable experience by stepping into roles they might not have occupied otherwise, providing a glimpse into the future composition of the roster. Each game played without LeBron becomes an exercise in resilience, experimentation, and adaptability, revealing both the team's strengths and vulnerabilities. The Lakers' performance in these early matchups serves as a benchmark for how they might respond to future absences, injuries, or transitions in their core lineup. LeBron's comments regarding his son Bryce also add a layer of personal context to the ongoing narrative. In September, he emphasized that he would not delay his own career trajectory to align with Bryce's potential entry into the NBA. While the younger James may declare for the draft in the upcoming year, LeBron's focus remains on navigating the present season effectively, balancing professional commitments with familial considerations. This stance reflects the dual pressures faced by high-profile athletes, achieving individual and team goals while managing family expectations and legacy aspirations. Decisions about timing, opportunity, and career continuity are intricately tied to both personal and professional priorities, adding depth to the narrative surrounding his current absence. The Lakers, meanwhile, are strategically planning around LeBron's uncertain return timeline. Medical staff and coaching personnel are coordinating to ensure that when he does rejoin the lineup, he can contribute effectively without risking further injury. Game planning now accounts for both immediate objectives, winning matchups in his absence, and long-term sustainability, including potential adjustments to playing minutes and load management strategies. This dual focus reflects a modern approach to sports management, emphasizing the interconnection between physical health, tactical execution, and team success. The coming weeks will serve as a critical test of the organization's ability to balance these competing priorities under the pressures of regular season competition. In summary, the Lakers' early season challenges without LeBron James illustrate the profound impact of losing a generational talent, both on and off the court. The combination of injury management, strategic adaptation, and player development creates a high-stakes environment where every decision matters. LeBron's historic consistency, current rehabilitation, and personal considerations intersect to shape a season that will be remembered not only for wins and losses but also for how the franchise navigates the complexities of sustaining elite performance amid inevitable physical limitations. As mid-November approaches, the anticipation surrounding his return will intensify, with fans, analysts, and teammates alike closely monitoring progress, recovery, and readiness to resume his role as a cornerstone of the Lakers' success. LeBron James's continued absence from the Los Angeles Lakers highlights the complexities of managing elite athletes in the twilight of their careers. With the 23rd NBA season looming, James faces challenges that go beyond the court, as age and accumulated injuries increasingly influence both performance and recovery. The Lakers are navigating uncharted territory, balancing the need for immediate wins with long-term preservation of a player whose impact extends far beyond points scored or assists recorded. His role as the team's primary playmaker, defensive anchor, and psychological leader makes his absence felt in every aspect of the game. Coaches have had to rethink strategies, modify offensive sets, and rely on secondary scorers to fill the void, while medical staff continuously monitor his rehabilitation to prevent setbacks. The situation underscores a broader reality in professional sports. Even the most legendary players are not immune to the limitations of time and the human body. Throughout the preseason, signs of physical strain were apparent. LeBron's inability to participate fully in training sessions served as an early warning of potential complications. Analysts and former players have noted that the sciatic nerve irritation he experienced is a condition that often worsens with repeated activity and insufficient rest. As a result, his recovery timeline became more fluid, shifting expectations from a return in early November to a mid-month projection. This delay illustrates how even minor injuries can escalate when combined with the rigorous demands of professional basketball. It also sheds light on the meticulous planning required to ensure that a star player does not return prematurely, which could risk further injury and compromise both personal health and team success. The Lakers' approach reflects a modern understanding of athlete management, where patience and medical precision are prioritized over short-term results. The Lakers' early season performance without James has been a mixed bag. The team has shown resilience, securing wins in 2 of 4 games, but the absence of their leader exposes weaknesses in both offensive flow and defensive coordination. Bench players are assuming responsibilities that require experience and decision-making typically associated with LeBron. This increased workload has provided opportunities for growth but also revealed the challenges of maintaining consistency. Each game without him acts as a learning experience, forcing players to adapt quickly to new roles and responsibilities. The coaching staff is monitoring not only the team's on-court execution but also the mental and physical fatigue of these players, understanding that over-reliance on substitutes could have long-term consequences over the course of an 82-game season. LeBron missing the season opener was unprecedented, marking a significant moment in NBA history. Over his 22 prior seasons, he had consistently participated in opening night games, demonstrating durability and commitment that set him apart from his peers. His absence now signals a turning point in his career trajectory, highlighting how aging athletes must contend with longer recovery times and increased injury susceptibility. As he approaches 41, the physical demands of NBA competition become more pronounced, and every movement must be calculated to avoid aggravating previous injuries. The Lakers' management is acutely aware that LeBron's health is not just a personal concern but a critical factor in the team's overall success and ability to contend in the Western Conference. Beyond the immediate team implications, LeBron's situation carries personal and familial considerations. In public comments, he has emphasized that his focus remains on his own career timeline rather than aligning with his son Bryce James's potential path to the NBA. While Bryce could declare for the upcoming draft, LeBron indicated that he would not adjust his plans to coincide with his son's, underscoring the complexity of balancing family legacy with professional obligations. This perspective highlights the multidimensional challenges faced by elite athletes, where personal priorities, legacy ambitions, and physical realities converge. The intersection of these factors adds depth to the narrative surrounding his current absence, framing it not merely as an injury but as part of a broader life and career management strategy. The Lakers have responded by adjusting rotations and elevating younger talent into more prominent positions. These adjustments offer a dual purpose: maintaining competitive performance while also preparing the roster for potential future transitions. Coaching staff are balancing the need to win games with the development of players who may become foundational elements once LeBron ultimately retires. This balancing act requires careful attention to workload management, defensive rotations, and offensive distribution, ensuring that the team remains cohesive and effective even in the absence of its star. The early season games serve as both a proving ground and a learning laboratory, revealing which strategies and personnel can sustain success under challenging circumstances. Physically, LeBron's rehabilitation remains the focal point. Sciatic nerve injuries are notoriously complex, often involving prolonged recovery periods and requiring specialized treatment regimens. The Lakers' medical team is employing advanced protocols, including targeted physical therapy, conditioning routines, and controlled activity schedules designed to restore function without aggravating the injury. Every step of the process is closely monitored to prevent setbacks that could extend his absence even further. This careful approach highlights the intersection of science and sport, emphasizing the importance of evidence-based management to preserve both performance and long-term health. Each day without LeBron is not just a challenge for the Lakers but also an opportunity to implement strategies that safeguard his ability to compete at the highest level once he returns. In conclusion, the Lakers' current scenario illustrates the multi-layered impact of losing a generational player. Beyond the immediate effect on scoring and defense, LeBron's absence influences team strategy, player development, and organizational decision-making. The combination of age, injury, and long-term career considerations adds complexity to every choice made by the coaching staff and front office. Fans, analysts, and teammates are closely observing his recovery, understanding that his eventual return will be a defining moment in the early season and a crucial factor in the Lakers' broader ambitions. As the NBA calendar progresses, the interplay between physical readiness, strategic adaptation, and personal priorities will continue to shape both LeBron's legacy and the team's trajectory, creating a compelling narrative for the remainder of the season. LeBron James's ongoing absence from the Los Angeles Lakers continues to have profound implications, both on the court and within the team's broader strategy. With each game played without him, the Lakers face the challenge of sustaining competitive performance while compensating for the void left by their superstar. Offensive schemes that rely on James's ability to create plays, manage tempo, and generate scoring opportunities must now be adapted to account for alternative ball handlers and scorers. Defensively, his absence is equally impactful, as the team must cover for a player who has consistently anchored rotations and provided critical communication on the floor. Coaches are forced to experiment with lineups and rotations, giving younger players extended minutes and pushing role players into positions of heightened responsibility. Each adjustment comes with risks, but it also provides a window into the team's potential depth and adaptability during high-pressure situations. During the preseason, LeBron's physical condition had already raised concerns. He missed several practices due to irritation in a gluteal nerve, a precursor to the more significant sciatic issue that now sidelines him. Analysts have noted that this type of injury, while initially manageable, can worsen under continuous stress and high-intensity training. The Lakers' medical staff quickly recognized the need for careful monitoring, adjusting training loads and introducing specific rehabilitation measures to avoid further aggravation. Despite the careful planning, the timeline for recovery has shifted, emphasizing that even elite athletes with decades of experience are not immune to the complexities of bodily wear and tear. This delay serves as a reminder of the increasing importance of personalized medical oversight in professional sports, where decisions about player readiness directly affect team performance and league outcomes. The absence of LeBron has forced other players to step into leadership roles, both on and off the court. Veterans are tasked with maintaining team cohesion, while emerging talents are given opportunities to prove their capacity under increased responsibility. The dynamic has created a scenario in which each game without James acts as both a challenge and a developmental opportunity for the roster. Every possession, defensive assignment, and offensive decision must be managed with heightened awareness, as the usual rhythm provided by their star is absent. Coaches closely monitor these shifts, analyzing performance data and adjusting strategies to mitigate the impact of his absence. This approach reflects a broader trend in modern basketball, leveraging depth and analytics to maintain competitiveness despite the loss of key players. LeBron's unprecedented absence from a season opener is a stark illustration of how even the most durable athletes confront the realities of aging. Over 22 seasons, he had consistently participated in opening night games, demonstrating extraordinary resilience and commitment. Now, at 40 years old, he faces the dual pressures of maintaining elite performance while managing a body increasingly prone to injury. The Lakers' medical and coaching staff are carefully balancing these factors, emphasizing long-term health over immediate returns. This philosophy is critical not only for ensuring LeBron can return to peak form but also for preserving his ability to contribute throughout the entire season. The team recognizes that premature reintegration could jeopardize both his health and the organization's competitive trajectory. The personal dimension of LeBron's current situation adds another layer of complexity. In recent comments, he addressed the potential NBA path of his son, Bryce James, stating that he would not delay his own career to align with his son's entry. While Bryce may enter the draft next year, LeBron's focus remains on managing his current professional responsibilities and recovery. This stance underscores the delicate balance elite athletes must strike between family considerations, career longevity, and competitive goals. Decisions made in this context are informed not just by physical readiness, but also by strategic and personal priorities, highlighting the multifaceted challenges faced by players navigating the final stages of high-profile careers. From a team perspective, the Lakers are actively managing rotations and player workloads to mitigate the absence of their star. Bench players have been elevated to primary scoring and playmaking roles, providing valuable experience and insight into their long-term potential. Coaches are experimenting with lineups that maximize efficiency while maintaining defensive and offensive cohesion, a process that requires constant adjustment and analysis. The early season games without LeBron are proving to be both a test of depth and a learning laboratory, revealing which strategies can sustain competitive performance and which areas require further development. This process also helps the organization prepare for eventual transitions in leadership, ensuring that the team is positioned for sustained success beyond LeBron's eventual retirement. Rehabilitation remains the centerpiece of LeBron's path back to the court. Sciatic nerve injuries are particularly complex, often requiring extended recovery periods and specialized physical therapy. The Lakers medical team has designed a comprehensive program that combines targeted therapy, controlled activity, and conditioning routines aimed at restoring strength, flexibility, and stability. This meticulous approach underscores the intersection of medical science and elite sports, emphasizing the importance of evidence-based interventions to preserve both short-term performance and long-term health. Each step in this process is closely monitored, ensuring that progress is tracked, risks are minimized, and setbacks are avoided. The precision of this strategy is critical for a player of LeBron's stature, where even minor complications can have outsized impacts on both individual and team outcomes. Ultimately, the Lakers' early season scenario illustrates the multifaceted challenges of managing a generational talent at an advanced stage of their career. The absence of LeBron James impacts team strategy, player development, and organizational decision-making, creating a high-stakes environment in which every choice carries significant weight. Fans, analysts, and teammates are closely observing his recovery, aware that his eventual return will have a dramatic effect on the team's fortunes. As the season progresses, the interplay between injury management, tactical adaptation, and personal considerations will shape both LeBron's legacy and the Lakers' trajectory. This narrative underscores the reality that sustaining elite performance requires careful orchestration of physical, mental, and strategic elements, all while navigating the inevitable limitations of age and injury. LeBron James's continued absence from the Los Angeles Lakers underscores the intricate balance between player health, team strategy, and long-term planning in professional basketball. Without their star, the Lakers must navigate the season with alternative approaches to offensive and defensive coordination, relying heavily on bench players and role athletes to fill the leadership and scoring void. Every possession becomes a critical test of adaptability, as the absence of James disrupts the team's usual rhythm and requires heightened communication among players. Coaches are experimenting with rotations, adjusting defensive assignments, and exploring new offensive schemes to compensate for the missing playmaker. These early season games are more than contests. They are real-time laboratories where the Lakers evaluate depth, resilience, and the capacity of their roster to respond under high-pressure conditions without their legendary anchor. The severity of LeBron's sciatic nerve injury cannot be underestimated. Sciatic injuries, particularly for athletes approaching 41, are complex and require a carefully monitored rehabilitation program. During the preseason, James missed multiple training sessions due to irritation in the gluteal nerve, which escalated into the broader sciatic complication now keeping him sidelined. Analysts emphasize that such conditions can worsen with repeated stress, making an expedited return risky. The Lakers' medical staff has implemented a comprehensive recovery plan combining targeted therapy, strengthening exercises, and controlled on-court activity to ensure that LeBron's eventual reintegration does not exacerbate the injury. This meticulous approach highlights the intersection of science, medicine, and high-level sports management, demonstrating the importance of patience and precision in preserving the longevity of an athlete whose career spans more than 2 decades. The Lakers' early results without LeBron illustrate both resilience and vulnerability. Winning 2 out of 4 games shows that the team can adapt and compete, yet the inconsistencies reveal the challenges of operating without their primary orchestrator. Bench players and emerging talents are now tasked with leadership roles, stepping into positions they may not have previously occupied. Each game without James tests their decision-making, scoring efficiency, and defensive cohesion. Coaches monitor minute distribution carefully, understanding that excessive reliance on secondary players could lead to fatigue or even injury, further complicating the Lakers' season. This scenario serves as both a proving ground for the roster and a cautionary reminder of how integral James remains to the team's identity and success. LeBron missing the season opener was historically significant. Over 22 prior seasons, he consistently appeared in opening night games, demonstrating an unparalleled level of durability and commitment. Now, the combination of age, cumulative wear, and the sciatic nerve injury has resulted in an unprecedented absence. Approaching his 41st birthday, he confronts the realities of physical decline, where recovery takes longer and minor injuries can have amplified consequences. The Lakers management has emphasized that long-term health must take priority, as pushing for a premature return could jeopardize both James's performance and the team's competitive goals. The medical staff is carefully evaluating progress, adjusting therapy protocols, and ensuring that when LeBron does return, he is fully prepared to perform at an elite level without risk of further setbacks. Personal and familial considerations also play a role in LeBron's current situation. In September, he clarified that he would not wait for his son Bryce James to enter the NBA, emphasizing that his career path operates on its own timeline. While Bryce may declare for the draft next year, LeBron's focus remains on managing his health, performance, and immediate professional responsibilities. This perspective illustrates the multifaceted pressures on elite athletes who must balance legacy ambitions, family considerations, and career longevity, all while navigating physical limitations. Decisions made in this context are strategic and deliberate, reflecting both personal priorities and the broader impact on team performance and organizational planning. From a strategic standpoint, the Lakers are utilizing LeBron's absence to explore roster flexibility and develop younger talent. Extended minutes for bench players and shifts in rotation allow the coaching staff to assess potential future leaders and scoring options. These early season experiments are providing insight into which players can maintain performance under increased responsibility and which areas require further development. Additionally, the team is strategically managing workload to ensure that remaining core players remain effective over a long 82-game season. The approach demonstrates the necessity of balancing immediate competitiveness with long-term sustainability, ensuring that when LeBron returns, he can reintegrate seamlessly without compromising either his health or the team's strategic structure. LeBron's rehabilitation is meticulous and carefully tracked. Sciatic nerve injuries involve complex treatment regimens that prioritize muscle balance, nerve stability, and overall body conditioning. The Lakers' medical team combines advanced physical therapy, strength exercises, and controlled activity schedules to facilitate a safe and effective return. Monitoring progress daily ensures that setbacks are minimized and that recovery aligns with performance expectations. This precision in rehabilitation exemplifies the convergence of sports science and elite competition, highlighting how modern professional teams invest in player longevity to preserve both individual excellence and organizational success. Every step of this process is crucial for maintaining LeBron's elite performance and for sustaining the Lakers' broader championship aspirations. Ultimately, the Lakers' early season experience without LeBron James demonstrates the profound influence of a generational player. His absence affects scoring, defensive organization, player development, and strategic decision-making across the organization. Fans, analysts, and teammates are watching closely, understanding that his eventual return will have a significant impact on the trajectory of the season. The interplay between physical recovery, strategic adaptation, and personal considerations creates a layered narrative that underscores the realities of professional basketball, where even the most talented athletes must navigate the limitations of age, injury, and career sustainability. As mid-November approaches, anticipation for LeBron's return grows, reflecting both his enduring importance to the Lakers and the broader narrative of his remarkable, career-spanning journey in the NBA. LeBron James's ongoing absence from the Los Angeles Lakers continues to reshape both the team's strategy and the narrative surrounding the early portion of the NBA season. The Lakers, accustomed to building their offensive and defensive schemes around the superstar, are now forced to adapt quickly, relying on bench players, role athletes, and emerging talent to maintain competitive performance. Each possession becomes critical, with coaches adjusting rotations, experimenting with new lineups, and testing alternative offensive strategies to compensate for the absence of James's playmaking and leadership. The impact extends beyond statistics. Morale, communication, and on-court chemistry are all affected when a player of his caliber is missing, forcing the team to operate in a less predictable and more demanding environment. This period serves as a test not only of resilience but also of organizational depth and strategic flexibility under high-pressure conditions. The physical challenges facing LeBron have grown increasingly complex. Sciatic nerve injuries are notoriously intricate, especially for an athlete approaching 41 years of age. The condition has kept him out of action since early October, following the identification of irritation in the gluteal nerve that escalated into a broader sciatic issue. Even minor missteps in training or early reintegration could risk aggravating the injury, necessitating a meticulous and carefully monitored rehabilitation protocol. The Lakers' medical staff has implemented a comprehensive program combining physical therapy, strengthening exercises, and controlled on-court drills designed to restore function while minimizing risk. This approach underscores the modern intersection of medical science, athletic performance, and strategic career management, demonstrating the meticulous planning required to ensure a safe and effective return for a player of LeBron's stature. The Lakers' early results without their superstar highlight both strengths and vulnerabilities. Winning 2 of 4 games demonstrates the team's ability to compete, but inconsistencies underline the void left by James's absence. Bench players have been elevated to new responsibilities, taking on scoring, playmaking, and defensive assignments typically handled by the team's leader. These adjustments have provided valuable developmental opportunities, yet they also underscore the limits of depth when faced with the absence of a generational talent. Coaches must balance immediate performance goals with long-term player development, ensuring that each game offers insight into sustainable rotations while maintaining competitive viability. Every matchup becomes a critical evaluation of resilience, adaptability, and the collective capacity of the roster to respond under pressure. Historically, LeBron has demonstrated extraordinary durability. Over 22 NBA seasons, he never missed an opening night game, even when dealing with injuries or limited preparation. His absence now marks a significant departure from a remarkable track record, signaling the reality of age-related physical decline and the increased complexity of injury management at the highest level. Approaching 41, he faces challenges that even elite conditioning and experience cannot fully mitigate. The Lakers have emphasized that his long-term health takes precedence over immediate returns, reflecting a strategic approach to player management that prioritizes sustainability and peak performance when it matters most. Premature reintegration could compromise both individual and team objectives, highlighting the delicate balance between ambition and caution in elite sports. Personal considerations also influence LeBron's current trajectory. He has openly stated that he will not wait for his son Bryce James to enter the NBA, noting that his own career path operates on an independent timeline. While Bryce may enter the draft next year, LeBron's focus remains firmly on his health, performance, and professional obligations. This stance exemplifies the nuanced decision-making elite athletes face, balancing family expectations, legacy ambitions, and personal goals against the realities of physical limitations and competitive demands. These factors create a multifaceted context for his current absence, framing it as part of a broader strategy rather than a simple injury-related setback. Strategically, the Lakers are using this period to explore depth and potential future leaders. Extended minutes for bench players provide insights into who can assume larger roles, while rotational experimentation allows coaches to identify effective combinations and defensive alignments. This process also prepares the team for eventual transitions in leadership, ensuring that organizational success does not rely solely on one individual. The early season games act as both a proving ground and a diagnostic tool, revealing which players and strategies can sustain performance over a demanding schedule. These adjustments highlight the importance of flexibility, analytics, and strategic foresight in maintaining competitiveness during periods when a franchise cornerstone is unavailable. Rehabilitation remains central to LeBron's path back to the court. Sciatic nerve injuries demand a precise approach to therapy, strength conditioning, and gradual reintegration. The Lakers' medical staff has implemented a carefully monitored program designed to restore stability, mobility, and functional strength while minimizing risk. Daily tracking of progress, adjustments to activity levels, and communication between medical and coaching teams ensure that recovery aligns with both performance expectations and long-term health objectives. The meticulous nature of this plan underscores the intersection of science, strategy, and professional sports, emphasizing the comprehensive care required to maintain elite performance in a player with such an extensive career and high stakes for team success. Ultimately, the Lakers' situation without LeBron James demonstrates the profound influence of a generational athlete. His absence affects offensive coordination, defensive organization, player development, and strategic decision-making at every level. Fans, analysts, and teammates are closely observing the rehabilitation process, understanding that his return will significantly impact the team's trajectory. The interplay between physical recovery, strategic adaptation, and personal considerations creates a compelling narrative, illustrating the complexities of sustaining elite performance in the NBA. As mid-November approaches, anticipation grows for his return, emphasizing both the Lakers' reliance on his abilities and the broader story of his enduring career in professional basketball. LeBron James's extended absence from the Los Angeles Lakers continues to shape both the team's immediate performance and its long-term strategy. Without their superstar, the Lakers are compelled to adjust their offensive schemes, defensive assignments, and player rotations, relying heavily on role players and emerging talent to maintain competitiveness. The team's success in the early season, winning 2 of 4 games, demonstrates resilience, yet the inconsistencies reveal the substantial impact of losing a player of LeBron's caliber. Coaches are tasked with reimagining tactical approaches, experimenting with alternative lineups, and finding ways to compensate for the missing leadership, court vision, and scoring efficiency that James consistently provides. Each game becomes an exercise in adaptability, testing both the depth of the roster and the strategic flexibility of the coaching staff under high-pressure conditions. The complexity of LeBron's injury recovery is a critical factor in his delayed return. Sciatic nerve injuries, particularly for a player approaching 41 years of age, require highly specialized rehabilitation to restore function while preventing setbacks. The irritation initially observed in the gluteal nerve during preseason intensified, highlighting the importance of cautious progression and medically guided therapy. The Lakers' medical team has implemented a comprehensive program that includes targeted physical therapy, strength conditioning, and controlled on-court activity to facilitate a safe reintegration. This meticulous approach underscores the intersection of medical science, athletic performance, and strategic career management, reflecting the modern practices required to preserve elite-level play over a career that now spans more than 2 decades. LeBron's absence from the season opener marked a historic departure from his previous consistency. Over 22 seasons, he had never missed opening night games, even when managing minor injuries or limited preparation. Now, with age and cumulative wear playing a role, the Lakers face unprecedented challenges. The team emphasizes long-term health over short-term returns, recognizing that premature reintegration could jeopardize both individual performance and organizational objectives. The medical staff continues to monitor progress closely, adjusting therapy protocols as needed to ensure that when James returns, he is capable of performing at his elite standard without risk of exacerbating the injury. This careful management illustrates the delicate balance between ambition and caution that defines the twilight years of a generational athlete. Off the court, LeBron's personal considerations add depth to the narrative surrounding his absence. He has publicly stated that he will not delay his career to align with his son Bryce James's potential entry into the NBA. While Bryce may declare for the draft in the upcoming year, LeBron remains focused on managing his own health, performance, and immediate professional priorities. This perspective illustrates the multifaceted pressures faced by elite athletes, balancing family expectations, legacy ambitions, and career sustainability alongside the physical realities of aging and injury. These factors highlight that LeBron's current absence is not merely a matter of physical limitation but also a strategic decision shaped by a broader personal and professional context. Strategically, the Lakers are leveraging this period without their superstar to explore roster depth and development opportunities. Extended minutes for bench players provide insight into who can take on greater responsibility, while rotational experiments allow coaches to identify combinations that maintain both offensive efficiency and defensive stability. These early season adjustments not only support immediate performance goals but also prepare the organization for potential future transitions in leadership, ensuring sustainable success beyond LeBron's eventual retirement. By integrating analytics, performance data, and on-court observation, the Lakers are maximizing the learning opportunities presented by this temporary absence while maintaining competitive viability. LeBron's rehabilitation remains the focal point of his path back to the court. Sciatic nerve injuries demand careful management, combining physical therapy, muscle strengthening, and controlled activity to restore mobility and prevent aggravation. The Lakers' medical team monitors daily progress, making real-time adjustments to ensure alignment with recovery benchmarks and performance expectations. The precision and discipline of this program highlight the evolving role of sports science in professional basketball, where long-term athlete preservation is prioritized alongside immediate team objectives. Every step in this process is crucial for ensuring that LeBron can return to peak performance, contributing effectively to both individual achievements and team success. Ultimately, the Lakers' experience without LeBron James underscores the significant influence of a generational talent on all facets of a professional basketball organization. His absence impacts scoring, defensive cohesion, player development, and strategic decision-making, creating a high-stakes environment where each choice carries considerable weight. Fans, analysts, and teammates are closely following his rehabilitation, knowing that his eventual return will dramatically affect the team's trajectory. The interplay between physical recovery, strategic adaptation, and personal considerations creates a nuanced and compelling narrative, illustrating the complexities of sustaining elite performance in the NBA. As mid-November approaches, anticipation for LeBron's return grows, highlighting both the Lakers' reliance on his extraordinary abilities and the broader story of his enduring, historic career. LeBron James's ongoing absence from the Los Angeles Lakers continues to have far-reaching implications for the team's strategy, performance, and season trajectory. With the NBA season underway, the Lakers are navigating a landscape that requires recalibrated rotations, adjusted offensive sets, and defensive schemes that compensate for the absence of a player who has historically served as the team's primary playmaker and floor general. Coaches are exploring new lineups, elevating bench players into leadership roles, and experimenting with tactical adjustments to maintain competitiveness. Each game functions as a litmus test for the roster's depth and adaptability, revealing which players can rise to the occasion and where vulnerabilities emerge when a superstar is unavailable. The Lakers' early season performance demonstrates resilience, yet it also underscores the reality that the team's identity is deeply intertwined with LeBron's presence on the court. The complexity of LeBron's injury has been a focal point for both media and organizational attention. Sciatic nerve injuries, particularly for athletes approaching 41, require precise management and careful monitoring. Initially triggered by irritation in the gluteal nerve during preseason, the condition has escalated, necessitating a meticulously planned rehabilitation program. The Lakers' medical team has implemented a combination of targeted therapy, strengthening exercises, and controlled on-court activity designed to restore function while preventing setbacks. The extended recovery timeline highlights the importance of prioritizing long-term health over short-term returns, reflecting a modern approach to player management where patience, science, and strategic foresight converge to preserve elite-level performance over decades of play. LeBron missing the season opener represents a historic deviation from his career-long consistency. Over 22 prior seasons, he never missed an opening night game, even while managing injuries or limited preparation. This unprecedented absence underscores the challenges that accompany aging in professional sports, where recovery times lengthen and minor injuries can have amplified consequences. The Lakers' management emphasizes that ensuring long-term health is paramount, even if it requires temporary setbacks and short-term competitive outcomes. Premature reintegration could compromise both his performance and the team's success, underscoring the delicate balance between ambition and caution necessary for maintaining elite performance at this stage in his career. Off the court, LeBron's personal priorities add nuance to the ongoing situation. He has publicly stated that he will not align his career timeline with that of his son, Bryce James, who may enter the NBA draft next year. LeBron's focus remains firmly on his own professional commitments, rehabilitation, and performance objectives. This approach illustrates the multidimensional pressures faced by elite athletes, who must navigate family expectations, legacy considerations, and career sustainability while managing the physical realities of aging and injury. Decisions surrounding his absence are strategic, reflecting a blend of personal priorities and organizational imperatives rather than being purely injury-driven. Strategically, the Lakers are leveraging this period to evaluate roster depth and identify emerging leaders. Extended minutes for bench players and rotational experimentation provide insights into which players can assume more responsibility while maintaining cohesion on both ends of the floor. The team is gathering data on performance, fatigue, and decision-making under pressure, creating a roadmap for potential future transitions in leadership. Early season games without LeBron serve not only as tests of resilience but also as developmental opportunities that help the organization prepare for eventual adjustments in its core roster structure, ensuring sustainable performance even in the absence of its most influential player. LeBron's rehabilitation remains a central focus. Sciatic nerve injuries require an intricate approach that combines muscle strengthening, mobility restoration, and controlled reintegration into physical activity. The Lakers' medical staff meticulously monitors progress, adapting protocols as needed to ensure alignment with performance benchmarks and minimize the risk of complications. This process exemplifies the integration of sports science into professional basketball, highlighting the meticulous planning required to sustain elite performance and manage injury risk effectively. Each step in the recovery process is crucial to ensuring that LeBron can return fully prepared to contribute to both individual and team success. The Lakers' early season scenario without LeBron underscores the influence of a generational talent on every aspect of a professional basketball organization. His absence affects scoring, defensive organization, leadership distribution, and strategic decision-making across the team. Coaches, players, and analysts are closely monitoring rehabilitation updates, knowing that his return will have a transformative impact on the team's fortunes. The interplay between physical recovery, strategic adaptation, and personal considerations creates a rich narrative that highlights the complexities of maintaining elite performance while navigating the limitations imposed by age and injury. As mid-November approaches, anticipation surrounding his return intensifies, reflecting both the Lakers' reliance on his abilities and the broader story of his enduring, historic career in the NBA. Ultimately, this period emphasizes the importance of patience, strategic foresight, and resilience. The Lakers are learning valuable lessons about adaptability, roster depth, and leadership distribution that will influence not only the current season but also the organization's long-term planning. LeBron's eventual return will be pivotal, reshaping team dynamics and providing a renewed sense of stability, scoring efficiency, and leadership. Until then, Every game without him serves as both a challenge and an opportunity, underscoring the profound impact that one generational athlete can have on the entirety of a professional sports franchise.